SoDo is one of Reno's hottest restaurants, and it's located in the heart of South Downtown. The address of 275 Hill Street was not always a big success. 2 restaurants prior to SoDo had given Hill Street a shot with little success. However, SoDo seemed to be a hit from the very beginning. What are they doing different? Is it that cheers approach that they use with their guests?
I wanted to have a restaurant that was neighborhood driven. Now, it's hard to say that we're neighborhood driven because there's not a whole lot of residential around here, but at the same time, I wanted something where we knew the guest's name when they walked through the door. That was the biggest thing. Not so much destination for tourism, but really attracting people that live in our community.
I just think that when our guests come in, and we don't have customers, we have guests, I'm sure you've heard that before, I think we just really try and know who's coming in the door. We're not looking to be the trendy this or the flash in the pan that. We want to know every guest that walks in the door by name, and when they come back, we want to, take care of them like they're a guest in our home.
Or maybe it's the fabulous food, beautiful bar, great patio, and impeccable service. But in addition to the service, the food is spectacular here. And you have a great menu with a big variety, but you have some of your guests' favorites in front of us. So tell me what we've got here.
By far, best-selling appetizer on the menu is our Parmesan crusted calamari. We get the fresh steaks in, slice them up. They're just soaked in ice water, and when you order it, they literally get pulled out, light breading on them, straight into the fryer, on the plate, out the door with a little chipotle remoulade dipping sauce.
And I'm going to tell you honestly, they are one of my favorites here, and they're different than most people's calamari. I mean, it is kind of like eating a steak, but it's light. It's not super heavy. The breading is light. The flavor is wonderful.
A little bit of spice to it, but you don't have to go overboard with the remoulade if you don't want. But it's just great fresh product that we can get out to the guests super fast because it's literally fried for 2 minutes and it's on the plate and out the door hot.
And you do everything fresh. And this hanger steak, I mean, you're famous for the hanger steak.
This is kind of our signature dish. It's just a great looking dish, but a really great tasting dish. The hanger steak isn't something that everyone is familiar with, but it's a great cut of meat. It was called the butcher's cut. There's 2 of everything on a cow except for the hanger steak. It hangs right here, so it's super tender like the filet, but nobody really knew what it was, so that was what the butcher took home to his family for people to eat.
Lucky him.
So tenderness of a filet, great flavor like a New York has, and then it's sliced, surrounded with little chimichurri over poblano hash with 3 different kinds of potatoes in it, and it's just a great dish.
The hanger steak is so good that we decided to send my co-host John into the kitchen and have Chef Stern show you how to make the marinade. Get your pen and paper ready because this marinade is unbelievable.
So these are the ingredients for our marinade for our hanger steak. So it's 3 parts balsamic vinegar, a regular balsamic, 2 parts soy sauce, and then 1 part juice from maraschino cherries that you'd find at your bar.
So what do you use this for? Is this for flavor or is this for what?
The biggest thing with this actually, it neutralizes, you have the tart, the salty, and then the sweet, and the sugars and the cherry juice will actually caramelize on the outside when you char it on the grill. So you get that nice, the crispiness without burning it, because all the like I said, the sugars will actually caramelize.
So it seals in the flavors.
Exactly.
Okay, and then what do we have here?
So we have fresh thyme, fresh shallots, and fresh garlic.
All right.
So,
and how do they come into the mix?
So what we're going to do is we're going to take everything in the bucket, we're going to blend it all up, and then we're going to pour it over our steaks. You can do it with hanger steak, you can do it with tri-tip. And with this wet marinade, you always want to grill on an open flame, you never want to cook on a flat top. So that's super key. So what we're going to do is we're going to add all this in here.
Okay.
So I'll try to make sure you're not wearing any of it.
It's all right, I'm ready.
So 3 parts of our balsamic, 2 parts soy. And the reason we do less soy is because of the salt. If we do the same amount of soy as the balsamic, it would just way too salty. And then the cherry juice.
The perfect mix.
Right. Our thyme, garlic, and shallots. Now the big thing is you're just going to go ahead and go at it. Just remember, we're not trying to make it like a dressing. It doesn't have to be super smooth. It just has to be well incorporated for all the flavors to penetrate through the meat.
How long do I do this for normally?
That usually takes about a minute.
Joel and his team have built something that others truly love. While we were there working on this feature, the mayor came in for lunch, and I just couldn't help but ask him what he loves most about SoDo.
I love the food at SoDo's. I love the service, the friendliness. I really love their tomato soup. but I come here quite a bit. My staff and I come here for lunches. My family and I come for dinner, and we really love SoDo's. It's an excellent place.
People love it here. I mean, they really, truly love it here. How does that make you feel?
Very proud. Very proud. Yeah, very fortunate. I mean, I can't say enough about the people that I work with and the regulars that we have come through the door. It brightens my day. In particular, people walk through the door, I'm like, oh my God, it's going to be a great day today. So-and-so just walked through the door. And you know what? It's not like we scrambled, oh my gosh, make it great just for that person. It's like, hey, we get to go talk to one of our friends. You know, what else could you ask for? I go to work with my friends every day. It's awesome, you know?
All the success makes me wonder if they have plans for growth. It was a dumb question. Of course they do. So now that SoDo's up and running and doing well, what are your plans for the future?
Well, I think we'll sleep first, but after we retool a little bit, we've already signed the lease next door. So we're gonna take on a space that we can fill a niche I feel isn't being met in Reno right now, which is a more personal, private event space. We can do events for up to 100 in it. It's attached to this business. Probably the best part of it is that there won't be room fees. There's not going to be. You can come in with a party of 10, take over the space. We'll be able to bring all of the items out of our existing kitchen, so it makes it doable for us. Plus, you don't have to walk through another business to get to it. Okay?
So it's going to be from 10 to 100?
You could do one if you wanted to. I mean, on the appropriate day, that's exactly why it was opened. It's just, you know, I want more people to come enjoy this area. You know, I think one of the biggest benefits we have is we have our own parking. You know, we've got all this parking around here, and you know what? You can park right here and walk right in the front door. It makes it convenient for you. It doesn't matter if it's a birthday party or an anniversary or a pharmaceutical group. Any one of them can come take advantage of it.
One last important tip from Barry, the general manager.
If I was coming to eat here, I would have the calamari. If I'd never been here before, I'd have calamari as appetizer and hanger as my dip. Hands down.
That's awesome. I have actually had it, and there is no question it melts in your mouth.